There's Zam here for NerdTube. These are my thoughts and spoilers of Reborn to Love Mr. Right, starring Emma Huller, Cameron Summers, Trevor Teekman, Elise Lutman, and Sarah Channel. This is a film I came across through TikTok. We have this app called Real Shorts, which I came across also through TikTok. And it gives you the film episodically. You watch a commercial or something like that, you get more of the episodes. I was kind of engrossed, I'll be honest with you. But I didn't want to keep going through this process of having to watch commercials. So I found that you can watch this entire movie on the Daily Motion. So I recommend if you want to watch this film, do it that way. The premises of this movie is that Ariana, played by Emma Huller, has always loved her high school sweetheart, Derek, played by Trevor Teekman. Derek doesn't love Ariana, just playing her along because Ariana is fucking loaded. She's the heiress of a billionaire. Ariana's dad has died through some mysterious circumstances. I think a plane crash or something along those particular lines. So she owns all the wealth. Derek has married her now, so he now owns half the wealth. But he doesn't want to share it with Ariana, but he never loved her in the first place. He loves Ivy, played by Elise Lutman, another person from his high school. But they're all adults now, and Derek and Ivy get Ariana sick, and then she ends up dying. And so they inherit all her money. And as Ariana dies, she ends up waking up in her 18-year-old self, knowing what her future will be. She's in high school or college or whatever, but she's fully aware of what her future is going to be by following. If she followed the path she did when she was 18 initially, she doesn't want to now marry Derek or follow or love Derek. She knows that Derek is a scumbag, knows who Ivy is as well as all her other classmates are all assholes. She knows what the true path is, and that's Hayden. The one guy who truly loved her, who was by her side when she died. So she's going to make sure that she ends up teaching Derek a lesson, also making sure that her father doesn't die on this particular occasion, and trying to end up with Mr. Right. Now, this movie has some of the worst acting you ever see. This film makes the Hallmark Channel look Oscar worthy. But I have to say that the bad acting is some of the charm of this particular film. Another charm of this movie is just the satisfaction of seeing a character like Ariana, who's been so wronged, and to finally get her revenge on the person who wronged her. And because she knows what her future ends up, and she knows what sort of person Derek is and Ivy is and all her classmates are, she's always one step ahead of them, and she's never ever getting caught out herself, regardless of being able to make sure she gets things right. And that's really satisfying in a way. Not having some moment where she maybe does fumble a little bit and has to regroup herself while her fucking classmates fuck her over. She is so confident now that she knows that how everything's going to pan out, because she is aware of what her future could be if she follows the same path, that she decides not to follow that path. And because she's obviously also fucking loaded as well, she uses her money and her power to also get things done, and it ends up being a really satisfying watch. Never in my life would I thought I'd root for the rich person, but this film, in a way, despite its flaws of having terrible acting, is quite clever in a way, knowing that the people who do want to infiltrate themselves in her life and obviously get hold of her wealth are real fucking scumbags, and they make them so abhorrent and terrible and just nasty and everything you can imagine, that you don't want to root for these people. You want them to get everything they deserve, and you want Ariana to come out on top. And from the moment she ends up reliving her youth and making sure she doesn't make the same mistakes, she's always on top, and it's very, very satisfying. You like seeing fucking scumbags getting what they deserve, and they always do. And sometimes she plays the long game with them, knowing that she's giving these people so much rope to hang themselves, and then when they finally do, they look like fucking idiots in front of everybody. And it's really great stuff. Now, I did say that this film has terrible acting, and for some people, this movie will be the so bad that it's good sort of category. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, maybe a part of me knew that what I was watching was complete trash, but I really enjoyed it. I was so engrossed on it from it through TikTok that I had to carry this on into the Daily Motion, but I couldn't be asked having to go through all this procedure of watching commercials. I didn't want to pay money to sign up to Real Shorts either. Fuck that. Daily Motion was the way. And I got the whole film, watched the whole film, and I was very satisfied. This this film kind of reminded me to a degree of some of the soap operas I used to watch back in the day when I was younger, but it was like like I said, it was like in a film. So yeah. Nevertheless, regardless of what some people might be deemed as flaws, I fucking loved it. I really did. I loved it. I love the the feeling of getting one over on the people that have fucked you over, and knowing that they will never fuck you over again, and you just keep crushing them and crushing them and crushing them and giving them everything they deserve, and despite all the fucking shit that's happening to these people who are trying to fuck Ariana over, they never learn their lessons. They still remain bad fucks, and they want revenge almost against Ariana, but Ariana is just too smart, too knowledgeable of what her life can be, and make sure that these motherfuckers never fucking screw her over. She's just one step ahead of them, and I love it. I love it. I had such a good time with this film. This is not the sort of shit I would watch nowadays. Maybe back in the day when I was younger, but not as a fucking man who's reaching his 50s would I think to myself, yeah, this is the sort of shit I want to watch. But I just watched a clip or two, and I just this I want to see how this concludes. I need to watch it all, and I'm glad I did, despite how fucking bad the acting is. It's so bad, but I loved it. I really did. I loved all of it. And so when it comes to marking it, I'm not going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 9. I really am. I'm going to give it a really high mark. I want you guys to know that I know the flaws of this movie. I know the acting is bad. It's really bad. It's so wooden. They could turn this acting into a plank that pirates would fucking make people walk on to jump off a ship. That's how wooden it is, But regardless, it is fun. I had a lot of fun. And there were a couple of moments that really, really made me laugh out loud. Like, I was not expecting it. And it was like the icing on the cake. It really was. I had a great time with this movie. I really did. I won't give it a 10 because maybe the bad acting and real shorts and all of that sort of stuff, and this being like some sort of teen high school drama and all of that bollocks, maybe those are the sort of biases and prejudice I kind of have to a degree. But regardless, 9 is fucking great. 9 is amazing. 9 means go and watch this shit. I fucking loved it, and I highly recommend it. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, even if I'm describing it positively, regardless of mentioning the flaws. Those flaws might be too much for certain people, but regardless, I fucking loved it, and I think people should give this really bizarre, arguably terrible film a chance. So yeah, knowing, like I said, make sure sorry about my birds, that you're watching a film with terrible acting. But regardless, I fucking loved it. I had a great time with it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, the greatest social media channel you never heard of. Take care. Bye bye.